Hey guys, in this video I would like to show you animations or transitions that you are able to make. Not just those that you are able to make, but sometimes there might be some, let's say, you might see some animations in one way, but they might be useful for multiple things, right? So let me just upload this dummy video. It's basically just a showcase of some sort of match-free gameplay, but let's say that I would like to add in certain time an element, let's say a button. So what you would do is you would add any kind of overlay. Let's say it will be a break. It will be something like, okay, let's add something that is contextual to the gameplay itself. So let us mimic the behavior that user will be actually clicking somewhere. So for example, he would be clicking on this element. Uh, and he will be clicking on that element at certain time. Let me check. Yeah, for example, 937. So again, these are the basics. So you would have 937. Okay, at this time, user will be prompted to click on it. As you can see, the hand just popped in there and it's there. Then of course you have got a couple of variations that you might do in terms of animations. You can do scale animations, which is basically going up and down. You can play with it a little bit. So for example, if the scale factor should be, if I change it to 1.5, then it's doing larger drop. If the duration is, so this is basically something like a tempo. So if it's larger number, it's going slowly. If I put the zero, if I put the repeat to 2, it will be doing this animation only 2 times. If it's going to be forever, then it's basically -1. You can do it that it will happen only once, for example, etc. You can also play with different kind of animations. Sometimes you will see bigger differences in between them. For example, right now, as you can see, there is no yo-yo effect. Repeat is only one, and the transition basically was just it scaled up kind of nicely, but it's not something that I wanted originally. So that's scale animation. Of course, you can do position animation, which you can utilize this circle right here. If I just hold it, put it somewhere else, for example, here, I change the path of the animation and now it's always going towards the circle. So again, if I put it like here, then it's going there. Again, same functionalities, the easing function, yo-yo settings, duration, even how many times it should repeat, and so on. You can of course combine them, so I can trigger scale animation. And for example, animation that I was going to show you next is the path animation. So in this case, it's both scaling and doing a path animation. In path animation, you have got only a couple of options. So you've got like ellipsis, so it will be doing an ellipsis, rectangle, self-explanatory, so it's a rectangle, and infinity if you want to, for example, use this animation to showcase hold to move or move to play functionalities. Again, you can have some sort of settings, so which way it goes, how many times it goes, again, easing functions. But what you have here in this animation as well, let me put it larger for you to see, is that you can see the widget, the green one, the green rectangle, but you have got the purple rectangle as well, which means that if I do it like this, it's basically it's a scaling of this path. So if it's an infinity, now it's basically white, and if I do it like this, then it's basically another type of animation, and you can play with it a little bit, have some time to set things up nicely. So that was path animation and scale. Let me turn them off one by one. Let's turn off the scale animation as well. Let me make this smaller again. The last one is transparency animation. Now, usually what it's used for, well, at least what I see in other playables done in PlayableMaker, the creative part is ending here. So usually you just turn it on and you see that buttons or hands are doing, let's say, for example, scaling and transparency. So they are mimicking some sort of blinking animation. But you can use this for other things as well. So for example, as you saw, If right now I play the video, the hands just happens to be there. But if I change this to, let's say, repeat will be 0, no yo-yo, and the transparency will be 1, which means the final transparency is 100%. Let's even put this like for 2 seconds. And then in general, I change this asset, this whole image, to have transparency 0, which means it's invisible. What it will become in the playable is that it would animate itself from being completely transparent to being non-transparent for 2 seconds. So again, it's not something that is blinking, they're showing, but you can use this kind of animations to even play with some sort of transitions of different elements and how they show, how they ease away, and so on and so on. So these are 4 basic animations. We're eager to add more. Those 4 that I'm talking about are in a video, of course, as you can see. In templates, there are different variations how you can animate things, so they will be part of another video. Thank you, guys. Ciao.